this homeless person is still out here in the bank drive-through, in the median. I see her or him every single day. Last night we had winds here of 50 to 60 miles an hour. It was pouring out some of the night, and it's about 45 degrees. Every single morning I walk past this person. A lot of the homeless people aren't in the same spot every night, but this person is. They're there every single morning when I walk past. And it's becoming an issue in my life. It's hard to overlook. I don't know what I could do to help. It's starting to really be something that's playing a factor in my everyday routine, and I don't know what to do. Hey, good morning to everybody. Daryl P, aka Artist in Recovery here, and you just saw the homeless person living in the bank drive-thru. Now I want to talk a little more. Also this morning I saw TikTok videos, and I saw one TikTok video. I saw a couple with the same idea. This guy saying, I'm headed to the grocery store right now and I'm gonna fill my buggy up with whatever the hell I want because I work for a living. And then I see some other ones saying, oh, I don't understand you leftists. You're talking about no kings, and now you're saying, king feed me, you know. And yeah, that's a stretch, man. But the thing is, these are the people who talk about America first, and I'm just amazed at their lack of empathy and compassion. You know, this has been the MAGA thing ever since the beginning, just a total screw everybody else mentality. And it's not just for people on the left. I saw a couple of videos this morning talking about a person from Tennessee saying, oh, we don't want any of you people from New York coming down here now that Van Damme was elected. Greg Abbott saying that he'll put a tariff, 100% tariff on anybody coming from New York living in Texas. I don't know how that's going to work. I think it's ignorant and stupid what he's saying. But here's the thing: the people that would move, a lot of them would be MAGA, right? He's not, it's not just going to be liberals. So they're basically turning their back on their own people. You know, they're not saying the leftists that come down here. They're saying anybody from New York City that comes down here. You know, so their lack of compassion, empathy, it's basically screw everybody. It's me and my family against the world. That's basically the MAGA mindset, and it just blows me away, the lack of empathy. So as I see those videos this morning, I'm not angry, but I think to myself, did you ever hear the saying, life is what happens when you're making other plans? You know, I'm 60 years old. Let me tell you my story. I grew up in a middle class family. My father worked 2 jobs. He got a job as a head park ranger, his dream job. We lived in the state house in the park, a log cabin. He worked another job at night. My mom was a homemaker. I was 9 years old. My sister was 3. Happy as could be, middle class. And my father was 33 years old when all of a sudden he started getting double vision. And he was diagnosed with brain cancer, malignant brain cancer. 6 months later, he was dead. So we went from a solid middle-class family, up and coming, working hard, in less than a year, in less than 6 months, and to me needing free lunches at school. We climbed and clawed our way back up. My mother went back to school, back to work. She bought a house for us. She actually retired from the post office after working there for like 25 years. Me, I worked every day of my life. I started when I was 14, 5 paper routes. I bought my first car when I was 15 years old with paper route money, with $2,000 worth of paper route money I saved up. My first car, 15 years old. Worked every day. I actually went to school and worked full time at the same time. I went to school at a technical school when I was 18 to 20 years old. I went to school from 7:30 in the morning till 12:30 noon, and then I worked from 1:30 in the afternoon till 8:30 at night. There was no summers off. This was for 18 months courses. Porter and Chester, architectural and civil drafting. Got a job right out of there, one of the best architectural firms in the country. Stein, Sadbeck, and Ames in Waterbury, Connecticut. At 20 years old, I was designing a Litchfield Police Barracks, State Police. I worked for another architect. I worked driving a truck, a flatbed truck. What ended up happening, I was working hard. I was the best driver, the top driver for a wood flooring company. I drove a flatbed. This company was cheap. They didn't buy any safety stuff for our backs or anything like that. And I ended up blowing out my back. I hurt my back. I didn't know anything about back injuries. And I had excruciating pain down my leg. So they sent me to the company doctor. He said it was a back sprain. Now looking back, I didn't know what it was because I didn't know much about back injuries, but he knew damn well that wasn't no back sprain. He knew that was a disc, and he sent me back to work. So next day, I'm back at work. I'm taking an 800-pound roll of vinyl off the truck, off my flatbed, and bringing it into a garage by myself. And I hear the disc in my back break and rupture. I heard it and I felt it. My left leg went numb. I haven't felt it since. That was 25 years ago. Major back injury. 2 surgeries. I have partial paralysis down my left leg. I haven't felt half my junk in 25 years, right up the middle. Can't feel anything. You guys probably would notice, but I've walked with a limp for 20 years. Can't feel. Crazy pain all the time. I just learned to live with it. And I became an opiate addict from the painkillers. I've been clean and sober now for 19 years. See what I mean? Life is what happens when you're making other plans. Now, it's great that this guy on TikTok works hard and he can go buy he can put all the food he wants in his buggy because he works for a living. But, at 60 years old, I know how shit happens, and for this guy just to say that, to have no compassion, no empathy, not to mention that 1.2 million of these Americans on SNAP benefits are veterans. Millions of them are kids and families, and this guy has the audacity, the lack of compassion to brag on TikTok how he could fill his buggy up with whatever food he wants because he works for a living. It makes me sick. It really does. But I don't wish the worst on him. But like I said, one more time, life is what happens when you're making other plans. And someday he might find this out. Have a good Thursday.